Salute to everybody coming in the chat. Salute, salute. Man, thank God it's Monday. I know a lot of people get a thank God it's Friday, but let me say thank God it's Monday. I don't think people realize how fortunate they are to just see another Monday. I just dropped off the little one at daycare. On way back to the crib. I wanted to just briefly touch on this topic. Just briefly touch on this topic. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me or whatever. I do realize it's Monday, so you guys catch the replay or catch me live, either one, either one. But I wanted to say this real quick, man. I see different levels of victimhood, right? I see victim shaming. I see people, that are victims. I see people that are villains. So I see a lot of different things when it comes to people that when it comes to people that have been through a lot of stuff, right? And I wanted to give some advice. Gotta got our toys off. I wanted to give some advice to those people that have been through some traumatic stuff, that have been through, hell and high water, and they just right now they're just trying to kind of gain some traction on their life. Okay. I wanted to give you guys some words of encouragement because I understand that with the hustle and bustle of life, sometimes we don't get an opportunity to address certain things. So I wanted to address a plethora of things when it comes to people that have been through something or whatever case be. You are not anybody's victim. You are not anybody's victim, right? You are a victor, you are a champion, but you are not anybody's victim. Let me tell you how you become somebody's victim. When you do not choose to heal. Now, I'm one of those people that you can't tell someone how to heal, when to heal. But I'm also one of those people that have been around enough people, especially with the military, working with sexual assault victims, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm one of those people that I can tell when you're trying to heal. I can tell that you're doing healthy things, not only for yourself, but for your family members, for your friends. You have a healthy way of thinking. Now, sometimes the victim becomes the villain. And I've seen that a lot online. Like I've seen when that cliche statement, hurt people, like they don't know how to heal. Right? Every time you turn around that they're in something, it's always something about doing something, some type of level of revenge. And I really want to address that because here's the thing. The people you mad at, they're not sitting around worried about you. The people you're upset about, they're not sitting around contemplating how your life is going and they hope you're doing well. You have to start living your life. You letting these people stay in your mind rent free, and you compile your day on revenge. And I see a lot of people who've been through things. It's always when you talk to them, it's like the same old narrative, same story, same things to be said. And it's like, man, to be honest with you, if you're a healthy person, that could be hindering to your spirit. That could be hindering to your psyche to always revisit somebody else's trauma and pain because they haven't chosen to heal. And I think that it's safe to say this. You can always tell a healthy person because they don't speak about their problems on a reoccurring basis. You only speak about it in a controlled environment, in a professional environment where someone can give you some honest feedback, a psychiatrist, a therapist, et cetera, that it's only in a controlled environment because they know that ripping that Band-Aid off of that pain, right, to continuously retell that story is not healthy. And it just keeps them in that dark place. And that's what I see a lot of people who've been through things. They stay in that dark place. They stay in a position where it's like, well, it's me against the world, or now it becomes, instead of an individual situation, it becomes everybody is now responsible for my pain. And that's only because you haven't healed. That's only because you haven't went anywhere and they told you the truth. You are responsible for your healing. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. You are personally responsible for your healing. People can tell a mile away if that's what you're on in reference to healing, because they can see it in your social media posts, they can see it in your photos, they can see it in your verbiage, even the music that you listen to. They can tell if you're a person that is on a healing train or now has the victim become a villain. Now let me explain that a little bit. I was talking to my daughter and we were watching the Avengers or whatever the case to be, and I said that I like Thanos. I'm about to piss somebody off, right? I told my daughter I like Thanos, and she said, "Well, how could you like the villain?" And I said, "Well, I felt like if you're going to stand up for yourself, if you're going to, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to say, well, my way is the right way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you have to have something to show for it." I felt like Thanos was the big dog on the block. I felt like you're not just about to push him around. He could back up what it is that he say. However, I explained the difference between, villains and heroes. And she said, "Well, I want to be a hero, Dad." And I said, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, definitely. That's good. That's good stuff. I think as you get older, you know what I'm saying, you see life a little bit different or whatever case may be. And I believe Thanos doing that snap was exactly what needs to happen in real life to some people. The snap. And not the snap away, but the snap back to reality. Because I think that a lot of times people put people around them that are yes men and yes women and don't allow them to heal. Like anything that they want to do and anything that they want to say, they're being coddled, they're being told that what they're doing or not told that what they're doing is wrong. So it's like, well, I know I'm hurt, so now I'm gonna hurt somebody else, right? I know I was disrespected, so now I'm gonna disrespect someone else. I know I was talked about, so now I'm gonna talk about somebody else. I know I was did wrong, so now I'm gonna do wrong to somebody else. So they find those people that will coddle them. They find those people that will not only embrace that behavior, but also look at that behavior as if nothing's wrong with it. But the truth of the matter is, it's like this. This is what we do in our lifetime. Salute to y'all, salute. What we do in our lifetime is we find people to fill voids, right? Let's say you're in a relationship, man, woman, whatever it is that you're in a relationship with, and now they're gone, right? So you bump into somebody at the grocery store, you bump into somebody at work, you bump into somebody doing whatever, and you now ordain those people into certain key positions in your life because you want them to fill a void. Now, they don't volunteer. Nobody walks up to you and say, "Oh, you got any voids in your life?" No, but you ordain them to a position in your life. Here's what happens. You ordain unqualified people to certain positions in your life. And that's why that generational mistake continues to happen. You continue to get people who are unqualified to be friends, unqualified to be lovers, unqualified to just be a part of your inner circle. And that's why you're always frustrated, because the people that you get in your life are not doing the things that you need them to do. Well, what happened was you wasn't in a healthy state of mind anyway. You wasn't in a healthy state of mind anyway. So because you wasn't in a healthy state of mind, you chose people that wasn't healthy themselves. They were unhealed people to begin with. Salute, salute, salute. They were unhealed people to begin with. I was going to go in the house with this, but I'm going to stay right here. They were unhealthy people to begin with. And I really, this is not like, I don't want to preach to you guys. This is not a sermon. I'm just telling you that there are so many unhealthy people. And me personally, just being in the position that I've been in, foster homes, juvie, jail, when a person has not chosen to heal, like a mile away. You know what I'm saying? And some people get so used to saying, "This is what happened to me, damn it. I'm the victim. I'm the person who went through something. I'm the da-da-da-da," and then they give a little false sense of positivity, but it's like you can tell that they're still damaged. You can tell that they're still broken up behind whatever it is, whatever trauma, whatever craziness that has happened to them. It still affects them on a daily basis. For those people, we should encourage to heal. For those people, we should encourage to go get some real help. Let me tell you something. Online won't help you. Social media won't help you unless it's a message, and I hate to toot my own horn, unless it's a message where someone is encouraging you to go do better, to go think more positive, to go do something that involves you saying, "Let me take a trip, let me go to the gym, let me write a book, let me go to the beach, let me go to the zoo, let me go do something that's going to provide betterment for my life." I notice that a lot of people, they don't do anything that's going to provide betterment. It's a lot of smoking, it's a lot of drinking, it's a lot of sex, it's a lot of partying, it's a lot of social media posts with subliminal messages. Like, it's always like the left side, never the right side. It's always the left side. And it's like, I'm just living in that moment. And I notice a lot of people live in that moment. They continue to live in that moment. They got to chase that next high, that next validation, because really that's what it's about. Let me talk to y'all. Really, that's what it's about. It's about getting that next piece of validation. Because if you had that validation in real life, a real life support system, what you wouldn't have to do is come online and preach about how great you are, how much of a victim you are not. The thing about it is we can see that you obviously have been a victim of something. We can see that you've been going through something. So when you sit back and you say, well, damn, how do I tell this person, instead of blaming the world for the things that have happened to you, instead of blaming your dad or your mom or your uncle, or your sister or your brother, instead of blaming everyone, at what point in time do you say, well, now I have control of my life? At what point in time do you say, now I'm going to start taking control of my life? You cannot sit in revenge. You cannot sit in, I'm going to get somebody back, or I'm going to run around and try to hurt people. Let me tell you something, man. Story. Let me break that down for you. Salute to the chat. Tell your own story. And this is what I mean, right? If you went through something traumatic, you went through something where it wasn't a lot of people around you to help you, or you felt that there were people around but they didn't help you for some reason or whatever, learn to tell your own story and be proud of the story. But let me give you guys a word of advice. Make sure that the story that you're telling is your story to tell. Don't tell somebody else's story. Don't tell, oh yeah, that person was, I'm gonna tell their story too. And I think that's where a lot of people that go through this victimhood, they get so, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, they get comfortable. They get comfortable always talking about the pain and the drama and the mistakes in their life that they see. Well, I am getting a lot of attention for talking about my pain. I'm getting a lot of validation right now. I'm getting a lot of encouragement right now. But you start to see a dwindle in the conversation. You start to see, well, the likes ain't coming in, the shares ain't coming in, the donations ain't coming in, the admiration ain't coming in. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start sharing other people's story. Well, it ain't your goddamn story to share. Share your shit. Share your story. And I think that's the problem. People, when you choose to heal, you separate the room. Let me say that again, right? If you and I go through something and I choose to heal, I choose to look at the world optimistic, I choose to be more positive, and you choose, well, I'm going to go this way. Okay, cool, go that way. But you can't get mad if you start seeing betterment from me. You can't get mad if people start responding to me differently. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem that we have, is like when we see people deciding to live their life better, not deciding to live their life in pain and misery and sorrow and the blame game, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you see somebody living their life better, automatically, because you're in a dark place, that starts to form jealousy. It starts to form envy. It starts to form hatred. And I'm telling you guys this because I can see that. And if you haven't been trained to see that and notice those things, you're like, well, maybe it's something wrong for me for thinking more positive. Maybe it's something wrong for me for not taking that pain and regurgitating that pain every goddamn time I speak. This is what I believe. I believe that when someone meets you, there's no way they should know your life story in the first day they meet you. They shouldn't know about all the pain and drama and anxiety and stress and all that. They shouldn't know about you. In the first day they meet you, it's like the only thing you got to offer them is your pain. I'm about to piss somebody off. We tired of that shit. Us as healthy people, us as unperfect people, we all got some unperfect shit going on in our life. But the last thing I want to do is meet you, and in the first 24 hours, this is what I've been through. They got groups for that. They got groups for that. Salute. They got groups for that. Go find you a group, a therapy group with a counselor that is trained to control how much stress and anxiety you're going to throw out on people. People love to include you in their pain. Can I talk to y'all? Don't just look at me, hit the like button. I'm pushing out a different message. It's a different energy. People love to include you in their pain some type of way. Be mindful when you sit down, fellas, ladies, and first meet a man. And the first thing they start talking about is their baby daddy, their baby mama, the issue they got with their neighbor, the issue they got with this person, the issue they got with. It's like, God, I don't even know you, cuz, bruh, sis, I don't even know you. Pump your brakes. God, whoa, maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe you shouldn't be outside. Maybe you should be in a hospital somewhere getting some assistance. I mean, you doing way too much right now. Way too much. And that's the same thing when I hear like people on social media. It's like, damn. It's like, at what point in time are you happy? Truly happy? You know what I'm saying? When I look at your videos or whatever case may be, or I see your post on social media, whatever platform, and it's like always that narrative of pain and stress and anxiety and not getting over something or whatever case may be. And it's like, at what point in time does your positivity, your that positivity path take over? You post different when you understand the assignment. You post different when you're living in your truth. You post different when you're moving accordingly. And I think a lot of people, they're so broken and they're so damaged and they're so hurt. The only thing they could do is hurt other people. That's the only thing they could do is hurt other people. And it's like, for some reason, they want to tag the people around them. Hey, y'all, come and help me hurt this person. Come and help me hurt that person. And it's like, if you're a healed person, like you're successful in your own right. I'm not talking about you own a mansion. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a roof over my head. I have a car to drive. I have a couple dollars in the bank. My kids are hell. I just dropped off one of them. The fact of the matter is, I think people get so caught up in the, well, since you don't want to help me, I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose you. Anytime a person says that they're going to tell someone your truth, right? The things that have happened to you in your life, etc., 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 it goes to show you they were never good for you in the first place. Let me talk my shit. They were never good for you in the first place, whether it was a woman you was dating, a man you was dating, somebody you was married to, a coworker, and you sat down and you said, man, well, it's full now, but oh man, my gas tank on E. I don't even know how I'm make it back and forth to work. And instead of helping you, let me look at the camera. Instead of helping you and being a genuine person, this is what they do. They give you $5. They give you $25. Hold on, let me talk to y'all real quick, honest truth. Hold on. They give you $25, and then they run over to the next coworker and say, hey, guess what? Hey, ToughLove, he ain't have no gas money. Yeah, I had to give him $25. You are a fucking snake. You are lower than a snake. What you're doing is not genuine. I don't care how you try to package it up. I don't care how you try to sell it, etc., etc., etc. If that is happening around me, you better believe I'm gonna cut their ass off. That go for friends. That go for family. That go for men, women. It don't matter. Kids. It don't matter. Because that's not the type of support that people want and need. And it shows what type of person you are. If you do something genuinely for someone and they run and go tell somebody else, oh, guess what I did for such and such? You're exposing you. You're exposing you. I don't care how holy you think you are. I don't care how many good deeds you think you've done. I don't care about none of that. You're exposing who you are. And us in real life, that say, hey, we all go through some things, and I can understand when I meet a woman or I meet a man, they say, man, yo, my past is rocky. I've been through some stuff. I say, bro, hey, sis, I'm right there with you. But the fact of the matter is, what are we doing today? A lot of these people that are unhealthy, that's all they preach is an unhealthy message. That's all they got to offer is something bad and negative. The next piece of revenge, the next piece of, oh, I ain't gonna let you stop me. I ain't gonna let you. Who is this imaginary opponent? And then I started thinking about, like, when I started hearing people talking third person, I ain't gonna let you stop me. You ain't gonna stop me from speaking my mind. You ain't gonna. And I'm like, I'm looking. Like, who is this imaginary? And then I thought about it. They're talking to themselves. They're speaking to themselves. Like they've been at odds with life for so long that the opponent that they're speaking to is them. The opponent that's keeping them down is them. The opponent that's disrespecting them is them. The opponent that won't let them heal is them. Every time you get a friend around you that says, let's go do something positive. Instead of going to the strip club, let's go to the museum. Instead of going to the bar, let's go to church. Instead of traveling down here to this house party, hey, let's go over here and take a cruise. Every time you get somebody around you that's positive, you find a way to sabotage the situation. I'm about to piss somebody off. Every single time somebody pushes you in a positive direction, oh, you just trying to be positive. Well, why are you not trying to be positive? Why are you not trying to build on that? Especially if you're a man or you're a woman, you're a husband, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a father. Why aren't you trying to be more positive? Why is it pretend for you? See, when I come to social media, it's serious for me. These messages I believe in, I stand on. 10 toes down. I stand by. And I see a lot of people, they faking it until they making it. They need social media at some level of validation. And I see they are like, please come and like my stuff. Please. Please come and hear me tell you all these stories. Ladies and gentlemen, you can look at someone and tell something is wrong. No matter how high off of life they may, hell, they may be high at the time. The fact of the matter is, you can look at someone, you can listen to what they say. I don't need a bunch of hype. Like I don't need to like, let me play the hype song so I can get hype. Like, yeah. Now that I done played the hype song to get hype, now let me come. No, I come as I am. I come to you as a not perfect man, an imperfect man, a father trying to do the best he can for his children, a veteran, a black man. I come to you as I am. I don't come to you as a millionaire. I don't come to you as I got everything together. I don't come to you as Mr. Perfect. I don't come to you as always positive. So if there's somebody, oh yeah, I'm gonna expose ToughLove. I'm gonna expose. Make sure that when you exposing, make sure you don't expose yourself. I see a lot of people play this narrative of being a victim, but I don't see a lot of people saying, go heal. Hey sis, hey bro, go heal. Go heal. It's time. It's way past due. And then I noticed that people who have people in their life that are willing to say, listen, the shit you doing is toxic. The shit the behavior that you carry is just hurting other people. And you know what's so funny is I love to hear a person say, oh yeah, I cut that person off and I cut that person off. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because I started to think about the person saying it, were they an asset or a liability to that situation? Were you the asset or the liability? And the more they talk, I start to really understand who is the asset, who is the liability. How you're doing is traumatizing to the other person who is the asset. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. Like when I'm gonna deliberately burn this bridge, but you the liability. It's weird. Like I don't get it. But let me tell you what pain do. Let me tell you what victimhood do. Victimhood gives you a false reality. Victimhood provides you a false narrative to make you think that what you're doing is so right, it's so just, it's so, this is your justice, this is your revenge. And a lot of you guys are going to burn a bridge while you're standing in the middle of it. Let me say that again. A lot of people are going to burn bridges and swear to God, they make these public announcements. Yeah. I don't care if it's family or friends. Yeah, I'll cut you off. Yeah, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. And they don't realize that when they was pouring gasoline and got on their foot, gasoline and got on their leg, ha ha. I gotta work on my evil, vindictive laugh. Ha 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 ha. I gotta work on that shit. I gotta work on that shit, right? While they're laughing and saying to the world, look at how I cut these people off and I burn these bridges and I'm this and I'm that. While they're doing that, they're on fire. They're in the middle of a bridge, right? On fire. Now y'all think, well, if you're on fire, just jump down below. Well, down below is sharks. Down below is eels and electric jellyfish. Down below is alligators. Down below is rough tide. So either way it goes, now either you gonna stand on this bridge and burn, or you gonna jump to your death. But the thing about it is, you caused it to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You did it to yourself. And a lot of times when I hear people burning bridges and cutting people off, anything that's small and minute, they blow it up out of control. Right? To the point where you don't even want to talk. It's like, huh? So see it, men and women that are trying to heal, trying to be good mothers and fathers and productive citizens, saying, I have a story. I've been through some stuff. Right? Listen, us as people, us as human, it's our human nature to say, man, we care about you. We're empathetic. We're sympathetic. We give a damn. But when you continuously promote that same story and you show no signs of betterment, you show no signs of healing, you show no signs of doing anything positive, and it's always the same story, it's almost like I can close my eyes and touch anything on your social media page, and it'll be the same thing. Pain, anxiety, stress, drama, hate, revenge. It's the same thing. It's the same narrative. And God forbid if you actually do videos, same thing in videos. And it's like, at what time do you say, damn, when does the betterment happen? Why are you always upset? Why are you always pissed off? And I'm gonna be honest with you, most healthy people don't want people around them like that. They don't want them around. They don't want around them. They don't want around their kids, around their house, around their family, because those type of people are dangerous. And I'm not saying, let me say this real quick. You're not dangerous because you're a real threat. You're a threat to yourself. You're a threat to yourself. As you run around, hurt people, but tear down this man or tear down this woman, all you doing is showcasing who you are and what you're about, which is going to cause people to shock on face. They love you not knowing them. But and this is what happens. What happens is you're going to run out of people. You're going to run out of people. And while you're burning bridges with good people. You're cutting off good people. And then once you realize you're going to be sitting somewhere alone, right? You're going to be sitting somewhere alone and you're going to say, I don't have anybody around me that genuinely cares for me. I've told my story 100,000 million, billion, trillion, gazillion times. And it's like now it's falling on deaf ears. Heal healthy. You did it correctly. You didn't have anybody to tell you, go get some professional help. Because coming online, repeatedly telling your story, all you're doing is ripping off that Band-Aid. You're ripping off that Band-Aid. I stumped my toe 2 years ago. Every time yeah, man, because I stumped my toe 2 years ago. Right. So now what you're doing? So now where you are, where you at? Now what the story is. But it's like people, especially when you are in that phase of victimhood, you retell that story every chance you get and hoping to win new validation. And of course, those people wouldn't say, I'm here to win validation. Of course, but we can see somewhat common sense. We can see what you're doing. Trying to win new supporters, new subscribers, new people to say, oh, you're going to be all right. You so strong. I tell you this, guys, you know what I'm saying? Be empathetic, be sympathetic or whatever, but don't get drawn into, a narrative. Oh, look at you. Look within. Look within. Because a lot of times when you look within, guess what it says? It says you the problem. Yes, man, sir. You. You are the problem. It's not nobody else. It's not your family members. It's not your co-workers. It's not your kids. It's not your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, or wife. You are the problem. It's nothing healthy about your life. Not what you eat, not how you see about your life. I want you guys to sit back and examine people who promote victimhood like they're a professional victim. Sit back and say, what's healthy about their life? From the music, from the verbiage that they use, from the things that they say in posts. Like, sit back and I want you to look. Is this a balanced person? Is this a balanced person? And I see a lot of people that are unbalanced and hurting online, not only trying to give advice, but trying to promote a narrative. And the only narrative that you should be promoting is, I sat down with my therapist and this is what my therapist told me to do. So that's what I'm sharing with you. Don't try to lead a revolution and you ain't got no direction yourself. And that's what I see. A lot of people who are not qualified always talking about doing X, Y, and Z. Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you what I'm qualified to do. I understand you could go through some shit, that family members can be the cause of it, co-workers can be the cause of it, wives can be the cause of it, husband can. I understand life to the point where I understand that me being optimistic and me being promoting me, and how I promote me, it's not on the backs of others. It's not to tear down others. It's not to expose others. It's not to take your personal information and go run over here and tell somebody else. If you entrust me with your information, well, first of all, doesn't that show good character? Doesn't that show that I'm a good person? Right? But it shows that I'm a bad person when I now take that information you told me and go run and tell somebody else. Imagine you telling something personal about your life, your story, your truth, your trials and tribulations, your testimony, and they go run and tell somebody else. And when you go tell them, hey, why are you telling my story? Why are you telling my story? That ain't your goddamn. You can't tell my story. Tell your story. Go tell your story. But see, that's the issue. The issue is that victimhood. What can I do to keep people noticing me? Right? As long as I'm telling some type of story, somebody gonna notice. As long as I'm telling somebody's story. And the issue is that people take offense to that. I would think that you, the people that's watching right now, if you tell me and you entrust me and say, hey man, you know, one of my kids needed a heart transplant or whatever case be, but I'm not telling everybody, that's not everybody's business or whatever. And then you go and say, hey, guess what? ToughLove kid need a heart transplant. But if I wanted to put the information out, I would have put the information out. Well, if that's what you're doing, that don't make you look like a good person. No matter how you twist it or bend it or fold it or whatever case may be, it's like you need to tell somebody else's story and it's not your place. Some people are so comfortable telling their story, diarrhea of the mouth. And it's like, stop you from what? You're easy. And the fact of the matter is, it's like this, ladies and gentlemen, don't get people pulling your heartstrings. When the time do you start healing? Where's your wife at? You got kids? Okay, where's you doing? Out of hearing this stress and it's somebody else's fault and how much revenge? How ain't nobody gonna blame you and ain't nobody gonna silence you and all this other shit. We're tired of all that. Millionaire. That didn't make you no property owner. Ain't make you good enough to go get your husband to love you more, get your wife to love you more. Nothing you doing is about healing. Everything you doing is promoting a victimhood that we as healthy people, we are people that been through some shit, we're tired of hearing. We're tired of hearing all these subliminal, oh, somebody doing this to me and somebody stopping me from this. No. Is it? Yes, I totally agree. I totally understand. But find me somebody that never had anybody do anything to them. Come off in traffic. Find me somebody else that ain't never had nobody do nothing to them. You want to continue Be mindful of those people that seek more revenge than healing, that seek more exposing than healing, that seek more hatred and pain and nonsense and gossip and drama than healing. You can't be an example for nobody because you're not an example for yourself. Daughter, peace.